Lenihan Boxing Social in association with Empire Fight Store and Our Kings. Dave Coldwell, Dalton Smith just had the fight before the fight. Assess his performance there tonight.
You could see his frustration. You know, I'm not being funny. He's got an opponent in there who he just wanted to run. You know, it looked like he had a good pair of running trainers on in there. Bounced around the ring. You could call it boxing, but usually a slick, sharp boxer will try to win the fight. I don't feel as though he tried to win the fight at all. He felt the weight of Dalton's punches straight away on the gloves, on the arms, and thought, do you know what? I just want to get through this. I thought Dalton was frustrated. Could he have cut the ring off better? Yes. Could he have performed a bit better? Gone to the body a little bit more and been more persistent with it? Yeah, but he's frustrated, mate. And we all. Do you know what? If you look through like Kell, you look through other champions that have gone on before, they've always had that opponent that's stunk place out, that's frustrated them, where then everybody slates them and goes, so much more. But these are part of your education and learning fights. So it's just part of his story and part of his experience. So, you know, could he have done better? Yes. But he had a stinker and opponent in there.
Got to ask you, next week, the big one, Eubank-Benn. Seen a lot of interesting things come out. I spoke to one of your regular colleagues, Johnny Nelson, about Eubank paying the undercard. And he says, you need to ask everyone else. You need to ask Eddie Laster, say, why wasn't that done by other people? Do you think that in future, if we have these kind of scenarios, we should be looking at an undercard? If an undercard falls through at that magnitude, when it's not their fault that the fight's fallen through, is there an obligation by anyone to pay them? But
unfortunately, it's one of these things where
the promoters lose millions as well, don't they?
Yeah, listen, I've been a promoter, so I understand that side of the business as well. At the end of the day, they're putting the gambling where their finances that a show sells out, right? Now, if the show doesn't happen, it wasn't the promoter's fault that the show didn't happen. Somebody failed a drugs test. That's the facts of what happened. That's why the fight didn't happen. It's not the promoter's fault. So then the promoters have spent millions in building the fight, marketing it, putting out billboards, everything, you know. So hotel accommodations, flights, all that sort of stuff. So it's frustrating for I've had fighters on where fights have fallen through at last minute. You know, they've trained all the way through everything. You know, when Bellew fought here, the fight, you know, we trained all the way up, forked out for camp, and then coming up to, I think it was a week away from the fight, it fell through. It's part of boxing, it's part of sport. It's a nice touch what Chris Eubank Jr has done. It's a lovely touch, and respect to him for doing that. But don't expect it to be the norm, because it's not just that one show where fighters haven't been paid. It's thousands of shows that have gone beforehand. It always happens.
The sort of side story to this, which I feel has been part of the build-up but didn't really have to be, was comments made by Chris Eubank Sr. Obviously, he was asked about the fight. He's labelled his son, obviously, a disgrace for the egg thing, because I suppose of maybe how he carries himself. But when it's like that, it's beyond boxing, isn't it? There's something internally with the family there, isn't there?
Yeah, listen, I said at the time, you know, I don't like when a fighter touches another fighter's face, slaps them, hits them, put it into their face, a shove, things like that, yeah. But listen, it's part of boxing, and it has been for years and years and years, you know. I think Lennox Lewis and Mike Tyson had a roll around. I think there's plenty of big name fights where things have gone off. You know, it's part of the game. It's part of the sport, but everybody loves it when it happens. Not one person saw what Eubank did and was like, this is a disgrace, I'm not watching it. Apart from maybe Senior. But, you know, other people will say maybe it's a disgrace that he's not reaching out to his son, maybe. You know, listen, at the end of the day, family's family. I just hope that they sort it out, rather than keep going back and forth. And you know, it's not so much, from what I've seen, it's not so much what Junior doesn't seem to have said anything as such. It's just his dad's constantly sniping at him, and that can't be nice for a kid. You know, it's a sad story. It's a sad situation. What's going on?
Well, look, Dave, I won't keep too much of your time. Other people, I'm sure, are trying to get hold of you. We'll catch up soon, I'm sure, over Zoom, and see you next week, maybe, Eubank-Benn?
Yeah, nice one.